How you going, guys and girls? Welcome to the channel. So as the title suggests, we're going to be doing a little bit of dent pulling and also panel alignment. Now this car's not going to be a show car or anything like that. It's not going to be showed professionally. It's just to get the panels a little bit better than what they were from factory. Sort of right the wrongs and yeah, just make things just a little bit all around better. Yeah, hope you enjoy it. Cheers. Alright, so I'm going to be doing a little bit of work on this one today. I've sort of just been tinkering on it here and there, getting a few things done, and on that one as well. But I've been looking at this door and it's got a lot of dents in it, so I'm going to pull them up or kind of beat them out. I'm not going to be going for like a full file finish or anything like that, just to sort of limit the amount of filler I actually put into these doors. I'm also going to be focusing on the panel fitment between the two doors, because as you can see, this one actually sticks out through just there, and then there's actually a little bit of a low spot through here, and yeah, I think it's actually a little bit high through here. Now this door, I've already had a little bit of a go at it a while ago, because obviously I've done all the rust repairs and stuff in it. It's had a section replaced up through here, and a little corner piece through here, I think. It wasn't a whole lot, it was all sandblasted and stuff in there, and I just welded a patch in there. And I mean, it's come up alright. I've given it a little bit of a pull. That was my older dent puller, but now I'm just going to be focusing on getting the door just a little bit more straighter, and getting it to fit up with this one a little bit nicer. But yeah, that's what's on the cards for now. Alright, so that's a wrap up for this one, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and yeah, see you next time. Cheers. Oh wait, I was actually supposed to panel beat this, wasn't I? Basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be starting to move some of these corners around, and yeah, just basically straightening some of these door edges up, because yeah, there is a bit of a roll in these from factory. So yeah, obviously we're trying to get them a little bit better than what the factory ever did. So yeah, I'm just sort of going along the panel. I can see from that point just there, we're looking not too bad there. If anything, probably a little bit high. Here, the door is actually a little bit low. And at the bottom here, the bottom of the front door is actually sticking out. So, but yeah, I sort of knew that. So what I'm probably going to start off with first is just moving the bottom of the corner of the door in, of the front door. And then I'll basically just work my way up until about this body line. Because I mean, this part here's not too bad, but I come to the top here and it's just a little bit high just through here, so which isn't a big deal, because I think that's sort of around where my patch actually ended. So yeah, we're going to address that. Alright, so as you've seen from the time lapse, I've pretty much readjusted that gap with very basic tools. Just a mallet, bit of wood, selection of hammers. I didn't even touch those dollies, to be honest with you. And yeah, just my 10-pound slide hammer. But yeah, it's come up really well. So we can put our ruler on there now. There's no gaps in between, or any panel diving is what I should say. So they're all sitting pretty well flush now. Obviously there's a little bit of a low spot just in the front of that door just there, but all I'm really looking at now is basically if there's any real major diving in the panel, which I've sorted out now. So yeah, really happy with how that's come along. It really didn't take as long as what I thought it would take. Now before I have any experts, I've already done the back door. I've got a little bit of pulling to do on the dog leg still, but I've already done the back door, which is basically just from here to here. So not a great deal. I really wasn't even worth filming. So yeah, I was just doing this one just because there was actually a little bit of work in here. So yeah, but as you can see, we've got that all sorted now. So yeah, really happy with that. On to the next job. Also, I just had a little bit of a harebrained idea. I thought I would actually put a link in the description, or try to anyway, of this slide hammer that I've actually got. It's not a real expensive one, and it's not the latest and greatest, but I mean, you can't really go wrong with a simple kit like this. Yeah, like I said, wasn't real expensive, but yeah, definitely does the job. So yeah, I recommend one of those if you're doing any sort of panel work at home. Yeah, definitely a must-have. Saved my comeuppance many times. Alright, so you're probably thinking I've lost my marbles, and you would be right. But what I've done here is I've sprayed some Welding primer on this. Because I'm going to be using my dent puller in a few areas, I'm going to use the Welding primer as a guide coat because it's still a conductive paint, so my dent puller will still stick to this. It is only a very light coat, like it's very transparent, but I'm still going to be using that just as a guide coat. So I've got my my hard big kid block here, and I'm going to be using that just to highlight any areas that I need to pull up.
It helps the speaker lead his audience into the scene he described by creating an imaginary picture. Usually it's something that moves. So then, why?
Alright, so there's that section of the door all done, in the metalwork anyway. Now, I wasn't going for a full metal finish or anything like that. I'm just trying to limit the amount of filler I will put into this door. At the end of the day, I will end up putting a whole skim over it, and that will basically just help blend in all those little areas rather than trying to chase a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here, and so on. But yeah, anyway, this is sort of the end result. I mean, like, that was sort of the biggest repair just there. That one, which I mean, it's got a little bit of something there, but not a whole lot. Same with back here, it's all pretty good now, so yeah, I'm very happy with that. So yeah, it's come up pretty well. I think I did mention that there is a patch that just runs through there. So it's always going to be a little bit harder to pull up an area where there's been a MIG weld or whatever. But yeah, that hasn't come up too bad either. It's got a little bit of something just there, but not too bad at all. Yeah, very happy with that one. Alright, so I'm back out in the shed again. I'm still playing around with the little bit of panel alignment I've got to do on this one. I'm happy with how the front door is and how that meets the front of the back door and the back of the front door. But I now need to focus my attention down here, because one of the problems that I've got is this corner's a little bit minced around. And if we go to the front here, See how that's got a nice alignment just there. There's not really any big gaps. Same with at the front there. Not sure if you'll be able to see that, but if we come to the back here, sorry about the amateur filming, this is a bit hard, but see how we've got a bit of a gap just there, because the door's actually got a little bit too much curve going on in there. So yeah, I gotta sort that out, because this way, I'm happy with that, with how the dog leg is. So that's not too bad. So I know that's alright. It's just this shape of the door. I need to move, I think it's from about the middle of the door, I reckon, where it starts to go a little bit, maybe about there. So yeah, from about there back, I sort of need to readjust just that portion of the door, which would be good because my dog leg has a little bit of a low spot through here. So I'm hoping if I can reshape up this area through here, I can flatten out sort of that that curve just a little bit. And I can, yeah, obviously flatten that out as well to match. So yeah, obviously I'll just be using trusty block of wood, rubber mallet, and just a panel hammer to sort of, because there's a few little high spots and stuff here and there, but yeah, we'll give that a crack.
So then, why?
So I've just been whacking away at that lower door edge with the block of wood and the mallet, not the hammer, although there was a little bit of hammering. It's better. I think I've got it sort of to a bit more of a workable state now. Still a little bit out of alignment, but at the moment I think I'm just going to leave that, and I'm going to focus my attention on getting this dog leg mainly just through this area here in alignment with the door. Because the door does stick out from the dog leg just a little bit, and the dog leg is in. So we're going to sort him out. And yeah, not really sure what else I'll do about with the factory parts on the dog leg, because I'm not sure if you can see that, but it does sort of roll in a little bit towards that, which is pretty common for these. Even on this one, like, it's not. So you can see that. That's what I mean by the panel diving. Like, it's really, you can see that there's a bit of a gap in between there, but you know, these cars were never perfect, that's for sure. But anyway, we're gonna try and get this one a little bit better. Don't really care about the panel fitment on that one just at the moment because it's not getting painted. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing on this one. Alright, so I'm sure I'll probably have someone saying you're doing this wrong because it's the internet, but what I'm going to do is, I've got this attachment for my slide hammer, and I'm basically just going to weld this to the dog leg and then give it a little bit of a pull. There is other attachments you can get that, you know, obviously do the same thing, but you can weld actual metal tags to the dog leg, but I don't have that, so this is what I've been using for quite some time now. Feel free if you want to send me one. Just kidding, I really don't care. And basically what that's going to allow me to do is obviously this is going to be here, and then I'm just going to be able to give that a bit of a yank out, and yeah, hopefully that should correct that sort of irregularity in the dog leg. I suppose someone will probably say, you know, why didn't you just weld the patch in so it actually fit the shape of the door? Well, I could do that, but then it would be out with the rest of the factory section of the dog leg, so from here to here, I think, because yeah, the door does sort of overlap, and yeah, there is a bit of panel diving there, but yeah, anyway, enough chit chat.
Fantastic. Yep, we're still rolling.
Just carefully screw that in. Alright, so that fella's been taken off and cleaned up again, so that's ready for use. And I've just given what was left of the little welds here just a little bit of a tickle. And yeah, as we can see there, it's pulled that up a little bit. So now it's more closer to what the factory sort of had there. But again, obviously still need to do something with that. So basically, I'm just going to work my way down the dug leg until it's pretty close to where it needs to be. And yeah, I won't do the filming of this because I mean it's all pretty boring, and yeah, it'll just look like the same stuff over and over and over again. So yeah, I'll be with you guys in a little bit. Alrighty, so I've finished around the dug leg. I've pulled up a few little spots on the bottom edge of that door because there was a few little low spots just from hammering that edge in. And yeah, it's not looking too bad now, so I'm pretty happy with all of that. I certainly wouldn't be too stressed about taking up the last little bit of something that might just be there in a few little spots with a bit of filler. Yes, as you can see, matches the profile pretty well now, so yeah, it's not too bad. Alright, so that's a wrap up for this one, guys. Now, I did do things a little bit arse about face. Really, I should have started on the back door first, but because the panels were already adjusted on the hinges, on the strikers, that sort of thing, I wasn't really too worried about it because, like, the gap that I did through here, all the panels were set, they were set. So really, anything that I was doing up here, it wasn't really going to affect back here, but in theory, you should always start with the back of your rear door first and work your way forward because obviously you can't move the quarter panel. But yeah, that's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. Cheers.